The FIRE formula: how to retire in 10 years on a regular salary. I want you to close your eyes for 1 second. I know, you're watching a video, but just bear with me. Picture this: it's a Tuesday morning. Your alarm doesn't go off because you turned it off 6 months ago. You wake up when your body is ready. You make your coffee. You check in with your rental properties. You review your investment accounts. Maybe you take a walk. Maybe you hop on a call with a friend. Maybe you do a little work because you want to, not because you have to. That is not retirement in the traditional sense. That is freedom, and it is available to you on a regular basis within 10 years if you have a plan. Today, I'm giving you that plan. I'm Coach Lee, and this is the FIRE formula. Subscribe. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And please subscribe right now and hit the bell so you never miss a weekly drop. And if you're watching this series from the beginning, you already know we've been building towards this moment. Week 2 and week 3 covered how to maximize your career income and how to build a single family rental portfolio. Today, we pull it all together. Ready? Let's go. What FIRE really means. Let's start by clearing something up, because I hear a lot of misconceptions about FIRE. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. But when most people hear retire early, they picture someone sitting on a beach doing nothing for the next 40 years. That is not what we are talking about. At least, that's not what I'm talking about. The true goal of FIRE is choice. The choice to work, the choice to rest, the choice to build, create, travel, mentor, parent, or serve on your terms, on your timeline, without being dependent on a paycheck to survive. For mid-career professionals, those people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, FIRE is not about escaping work. It's about reclaiming your time. It's about making sure that your most productive, most creative, most energized years of your life belong to you, not a corporation. Financial independence is not the absence of work. It is the presence of choice. There are actually several versions of FIRE. Lean FIRE is achieving independence on a minimal budget. Fat FIRE is achieving it with enough income to live abundantly. Barista FIRE means you have enough to invest that a small part-time income covers the rest. And Coast FIRE means your investments are already growing toward your number and you just have not to touch them. In the VIP WealthWorks framework, we are building towards Fat FIRE. Not just surviving in freedom, but thriving in it, full stop. Your FIRE number. Sometimes I also call this your freedom number. Every FIRE journey starts with one number. Your FIRE number. This is the total amount of money you need invested to live off of indefinitely without ever touching the principal. Here is how you calculate it. Step 1. Determine your annual living expenses. How much does it cost you to live the life you want per year? Not your current life, your FIRE life. Include housing, food, travel, healthcare, fun, and giving. Be honest and be generous with this number. If you want $80,000 to live off of in retirement, write that number down. Step 2, apply the 4% rule. This 4% rule is one of the most research-backed principles in personal finance. It says that if you withdraw no more than 4% of your portfolio per year, your money will statistically last 30 years or more. So to find your FIRE number, simply multiply your annual number by 25. $80,000 per year in expenses times 25 equals $2 million. That's your FIRE number. That's your target. $2 million in invested assets, whether that's index funds, rental equity, business income, or a combination, generating $80,000 a year in passive income. Step 3, factor in your passive income stream. Here's where it gets very exciting. If you've been following this series and you already own 2 or 3 rental properties, generating $600 to $900 per month in cash flow, that's $7,200 to $10,800 per year in income that doesn't need to come from your portfolio. That reduces your FIRE number significantly. 80,000 annual needs minus 10,800 in rental income equals 69,200 still needed from investments. 69.2 times 25, that's 1.7 million FIRE number, a reduction of 270,000 just from your rental portfolio. Every passive income stream you build today shrinks the mountain you have to climb tomorrow. Drop your FIRE number in the comments. Go ahead and do the math right now. I want to see it. The 10-year roadmap. Now, let's talk about how a mid-career professional earning a regular salary actually gets there in 10 years. Here's the roadmap, broken into 3 phases. Phase 1, years 1 and 2, the foundation. This is where we apply everything from weeks 2 and weeks 3 of the series. You negotiate your salary and close the income gap. You build your financial baseline, eliminating high interest debt, establishing a 2 to 6 month emergency fund, and maximizing your tax advantage accounts like your 401k and Roth IRA. You also do your research and prepare to purchase your first investment property. You build your real estate team, you study, you get ready. Phase 1 is not glamorous, it is foundational. And foundations are what everything else is built upon. Phase 2, years 3 through 6, the build. In phase 2, you are executing. You purchase your first rental property, then your second. You're contributing aggressively to your investment accounts, ideally 20 to 30% of your take-home income. You are watching your net worth grow in 2 directions at once. Through appreciation and equity in your real estate portfolio, and through compounding growth in your investment portfolio, you also begin to level up your career intentionally. Whether that means pursuing a promotion, adding a certification, or developing a consulting side income, every additional dollar of income in this phase has an outsized impact because compounding is working in your favor. Phase 3, years 7 through 10, the accelerate. By phase 3, you are starting to see real momentum. Your rentals are cash flowing, your portfolio has grown significantly, your debt is lower, your income is higher, and now you shift into acceleration mode. You may add a third or fourth rental. You may explore a multifamily syndication investment as a passive LP investor. You may launch a small business or consulting practice that adds income without adding much time. And you are doing regular fire number check-ins. Because for many people in this phase, the number is closer than they think. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and dramatically underestimate what they can do in 10. The mindset that makes it possible. I want to close the teaching portion of today's video with a segment that doesn't show up on a spreadsheet, but makes all the difference. The people who actually reach fire are not necessarily the smartest people in the room. They are not the highest earners. They are not the ones who got lucky with one investment. They are the people who really decided that their time was worth more than their comfort zone. They had hard conversations about their money with their partner or spouse. They said no to things that didn't serve the goal. They stayed consistent when the market dropped. They didn't quit when property one was harder than they expected. They played the long game because they understood that short-term discomfort is the price of long-term freedom. That's the mindset. And that is what I build with every client I coach. Strategy is teachable. Discipline is buildable, but it starts with one decision. Freedom is not found, it is built. One intentional decision at a time. Here's your action step for this week. And it's a powerful one. Calculate your fire number today. Annual expenses times 25, write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it. Then ask yourself, what is the gap between where I am right now and that number? And what is the single most impactful thing I can do this month to start closing it? If you watched all 4 weeks of this series, salary negotiation, single family rentals, and now fire, you have more clarity than 95% of the people walking around out there. The question is now, what are you going to do with it? If your answer is, I want help, I am here. I take on a very small number of private coaching clients each month because I am personally committed to each person's transformation. The link is in the description, and I love to schedule a call and talk about your 10-year vision. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Leave your fire number in the comments. Seriously, I want to celebrate with you, and subscribe if you haven't already, because we are just getting started. I'm Coach Lee Johnson. Your freedom is not a fantasy, it is a formula. And now you have it. I look forward to seeing you again next week.